Hello and welcome to the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Dr. Jerome Lavelle, and today we will be looking at the book of Judges, chapter 13, verses 2 through 7 and 24 through 25. There was a certain man from Zorah of the clan of the Danites, whose name was Manoah. His wife was barren and had borne no children. An angel of the Lord appeared to the woman and said to her, "Though you are barren and have no children, yet you will conceive and bear a son. Now then, be careful to take no wine or strong drink, and to eat nothing unclean. As for the son you will conceive and bear, no razor shall touch his head, and this boy is to be consecrated to God from the womb. It is he who will begin the deliverance of Israel from the power of the Philistines." The woman went and told her husband, "A man of God came to me. He had the appearance of an angel of God, terrible indeed. I did not ask him where he came from, nor did he tell me his name. But he said to me, 'You will be with child and bear a son. So take neither wine nor strong drink, and eat nothing unclean, for the boy shall be consecrated to God from the womb until the day of his death.' The woman bore a son and named him Samson. The boy grew up, and the Lord blessed him. The Spirit of the Lord stirred him." Today in the book of Judges, chapter 13, verses 2 through 7 and 24 and 25, we hear the story of Manoah's wife and the conception and the birth of Samson. Recall that Samson was the mighty Israelite warrior, judge, and leader who had uncut hair and mighty strength. He slayed an entire Philistine army with the jawbone of a donkey, but was also deceived by Delilah. This story of Manoah, his wife, and Samson reminds me of God's providence and care in our lives and the extraordinary means that He uses to accomplish His plan. In today's passage, we hear that Manoah's wife was barren and had borne no children, and an angel appeared to her and made the incredible announcement regarding her pregnancy. There are other times that we hear of God using the same model. In Genesis, we hear of the angel appearing to Hagar to announce the birth of Ishmael. Today, in Judges, we hear of Manoah's wife and Samson. In the New Testament, we hear of the angel coming to Zechariah regarding his wife Elizabeth's conception of John the Baptist. And, of course, there is the angel Gabriel and his news for Mary, the mother of Jesus. All miraculous and all gifts and blessings at just the right time to the right people to accomplish specifically what God had planned in that place and that time. And that has me thinking about my life. Certainly God has not done something that dramatic in my life, but what has He done in my life, and what was His purpose? What in the past and what in my life today, or last month, or last week, or yesterday, or today, what is He working in my life, and how am I cooperating? In Luke chapter 12, we hear that every hair on our head is counted and known by God. In Jeremiah, we know that He knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. He said, "Before you saw the light of day, I had holy plans for you." So we know that God created us, and He loves us, and He has a plan for us. For some, perhaps this is in large and fantastic ways, such as those with Manoah's wife and others. For others, perhaps it is in smaller yet no less important ways. What are those special gifts that God has given to each of us? Perhaps it is as simple as being a person who is always quick with a smile or kind word to a stranger. A person who shrugs off an insult or slight and de-escalates a situation. A person who gives of their treasure to the poor and the needy, especially when asked. A person who sets aside time to pray for the needs of others. A person who calls that family member where there might be a strained relationship to begin the mending and healing process. A person who is kind in angry situations, calm in chaotic situations, warm in chilly situations, forgiving in difficult situations, and maybe a person who's loving in hateful situations. We know that we are all blessed and are all called in unique ways. My prayer today is that each of us continues to discover and live those gifts to glorify God. When He created us, He had a plan for us. On a daily basis, do we have a plan for Him? Well, thank you for joining the Daily Scripture Podcast today. My name is Dr. Jerome Lavelle, and remember to send questions and feedback to my email at jeromelavellemusic@gmail.com or visit my website at jeromelavellemusic.com. Well, today, again, we hear the story of Manoah's wife and her special calling with Samson. May we all be called and recognize those callings that God has for each and every one of us. Well, until next time, be well and be blessed.